And we are live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And I'm here with the lovely Meatball, Molly McCann. Molly, you look beautiful.
I know, I'm not doing too bad, am I?
I love your hair like that. It looks amazing.
Thank you very much. When was it? When I turned 30, I just thought, come on, girl, you need to start having a go. So I started having a go. And it's been...
That was back in May, wasn't it? Is it Star Wars Day, your birthday?
Star Wars Day, May the 4th. I had the worst birthday of my life. Literally turned 30 and all I got to do was go and walk the dog. However, I got loads of cards, like the fans came through in a big way. My family came through in a big way and everyone was just devastated because we abided by the COVID and we didn't take the piss. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It was just, I feel so sorry for everyone who's got special birthdays when we've been in lockdown and
or special fights like UFC London was going to be main card and that, you know, but
so we spoke after UFC London got cancelled and you were still so driven and just so focused, and even in the beginning of lockdown when nobody could train properly, you were calling in all kinds of favours, getting yourself a bike, getting yourself a punch bag, getting yourself scaffolders to build you.
Do you remember I got a scaffold? Like, I built some fucking dog shit punch bag on like a lamppost in the alleyway and tied it with a skipping rope, and then someone was like, "Yeah, kid, like you're a professional athlete, you don't be needing that in your life." And I was like, "I know, but I haven't got no money, lad." And the city came together, didn't they, to give me a gym, and then I remember when we spoke and UFC London just got cancelled. I was literally walking Frank round the park, wasn't I?
Yeah.
And I was on the phone too, yeah. And I just stayed on it, Katie, because I told you, didn't I? I knew, like, when Fight Island was coming, I was coming to wreck the show. And I just thought, right, show everyone how you need to act during this lockdown and how you need to carry yourself and etc. And then the fight came, didn't it? The UFC Fight Island. I just remember the phone call. I was on my own because I had to do... It felt like I signed UFC London contract on like the 9th of December and then the fight got cancelled 3 days before, and then I fought, I think it was like the 15th of July. So from December to July, I was literally locked in on my own. Like I quarantined with me nan and my uncle. My ex-partner wasn't there at the time, so I was literally just on myself. And it was so much growing time. I just remember being on the phone to Chantal Cameron and Liam McCourt every day. Like, I fucking hate this. This is horrible. Do you know what I mean? But you have to do what you have to do to get it done. And this is the times we're living in now. So it's what we've got to do. But it was the longest 8 months like I've ever felt in my life. But I'm proud of myself. I stayed on it. What I was doing, I was like running marathons, half marathons, riding to Wales, doing all kinds in lockdown. And then I had the best, Katie, I had the best fight camp in my life. Like, I was in the shape of my life going into the Abu Dhabi fight camp. Like, my body fat percentage was down to like 8%. I didn't even have a crisp. I didn't even like lick a crisp and put it in the bin. Do you know what I mean? Like,
which is what you were doing in Prague when you were being good.
Do you remember when I seen you at UFC Prague and you and your fellow was like, do you want a Diet Coke? Do you want some crisps? I was like, can I have a crisp? Thrown it in the bin. But yeah, it was I just thought, I'm not going to cheat myself. Do you know what I mean? Because there's going to be so many reasons as to why you can lose. And I knew the task that was ahead of me. I knew how good the girl was who was fighting. If you look at her record, if you looked at her reach, if you looked at everything about her, I knew what I had to do. Do you know what I mean? And I couldn't. Well, I didn't manage it in the end, but I wouldn't change one single step of that fight camp because I was as prepared as I could have been. And I
you
honestly,
can look back and have no regrets. Like, you literally gave it everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what's it been like since then?
About a month before the fight, I had a lot going on in my personal life, and a lot come to a halt and to a finish. And it was one of these moments where you just like, I'll fucking deal with you later. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm in the UFC, the biggest time in my life's coming up. So,
are you able to put that out of your head though?
Yeah. Like, I remember when I met you in Prague, the same thing happened, and like, I'm sure I spoke to you
that
about
was before UFC London.
Yeah, like, you know, like there's personal life, there's family tragedy, there's relationship problems, and then there's my career, and they don't intertwine. I never let them. It's the fuel to the fire at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? And I just remember being at peace. I remember when everything happened, I had my piece, I said my piece, and I moved on and I left, and I was just like, I can breathe again. Do you know what I mean? And I just felt free to just be an athlete and to just put everything into fighting. And I remember the last 2 weeks getting ready for Fight Island, I was so scared in case it came back positive for the COVID test.
Yeah.
And when I got to London and we was all in separate rooms, like, you would have seen it, because we was like the first lot of British athletes to go out. So
Yeah.
we're all going round the bend, Katie. Like, you imagine you have these like ADHD fighters who every second I breathe, there's a purpose for. Every thought that I have, there's a purpose for. There's not like a moment where I can sit and be and not overanalyze everything, because that's not my job. So I just remember being in that room and there was nothing in the fridge. There was no extra water. I couldn't have a coffee. I just remember doing every bit of media under the sun and having a laugh with everyone. And everyone we was just on a vibe. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think we took 6 of us over because Fishy was fighting as well. And we was just all doing like group WhatsApp FaceTimes. Like, by 2:00 in the afternoon, we'd done 5 FaceTime calls. Like, I'm going to fucking commit suicide. I was like, there's no way I'd ever break the law and go to prison, because I couldn't handle it. Could you imagine me in Orange is the New Black? I couldn't be dealing with it, mate. And then I remember getting to the island, and in fight camp, I was really, what's the word, like, candid, and I started making like mini docs. What was it called again? The Unwrapped Meatball. Do you know what I mean? And we was doing like embedded series just so people could get to grips with like, fucking hell, like, what are they actually going through at the minute and all that kind of thing. And then I said to everyone, like, I'm making it a point I'm never on my phone, or I never take selfies or record myself speaking, but from this moment, this is like a piece of history that everyone needs to know. Like, it was the first one on the island, and I just made such a good a mini documentary. I recorded everything, and then when we got to Fight Island, when we got to the plane, Katie, and we was on the business class, it was me, John Phillips, Jack Shaw, Chris Fishgold, Mateus Badescus, I never say his name.
Bakauskas.
That's the one, yeah. My bad. Who else was on? Brett Johns. There was about 7 Cage Warriors world champions, all sat in business class, and I was like, I've got this little video clip of like, what the fuck have we done to deserve this? But then someone was saying like, well, you deserve this because you're like the elite level fighters in the world. Like, why wouldn't you? And it's just a mad mindset to think like I was sat next to John Phillips and we're talking like CBD business like ventures when we get back and all that, because he's got hemp heroes, and then we was talking about like mating our dogs to make a bit of money, and it was just the maddest thing. And then when we get there, my coaching staff and my training team were very much working class, you know what I mean? But when we got there, I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm a billionaire, because we was in the W Hotel, and you'll see it all now with the next lot of Fight Island. But I walked in, Katie, and I just like, I set my Everton flag, I put my St. George's flag down. I had my gratitude journal, I had me philosophy books, I put me speaker on charge, I turned it the fuck up, and we hadn't slept for like a day. I was like, Ellis, let's get on the balcony and let's get training, lad. And we had a balcony which must have been like no bigger than like a solitary confinement cell, and we was just hitting pads on it. And he was like, I've never seen you like this. And the whole week, you know what I'm like, fight week, my head's gone, I am in bit, I can't speak to no one, I'm doubting myself, I'm having like, I'm with me demons, I'm in myself, I'm thinking about what I've been through and why am I here, do I deserve it, blah 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 blah. And then I took everything in my stride, and I accepted what was, and I lived my best life. Like Calvin Catter, who headlined, we've become really good mates with since he beat Chris Fishgold. And like I'm out on fucking jet skis with him, and he's the main event, you know what I mean? And we just got to experience so much, and it was the first time I've took a fight week in and really took it in. Like the last time I kind of done it was UFC Liverpool, but I let I took the target out of my sight a little bit. Like I was a bit in awe of what it was, but when I got there, I wasn't. I just knew that I belonged. Like I had never had more fights on any other promotion now than I have the UFC. So I was like, isn't that mental? Isn't that
it
mad?
is mental.
So what do you mean? What is it? 3, 4, 5 fights? I didn't even have that on Cage Bodies.
I can't believe that.
And when we're talking, like, and when I'm still thinking, like, am I even worthy? Am I? And it's like, fucking hell, I'm a vet kid. Do you know what I mean?
Are.
I know, yeah.
So the fight, obviously, it didn't go your way. She,
do you know what, Katie? Like, there's no excuses. I was in my prime condition, the best shape of my life. If I had fought like Molly from the UFC debut, I would have been finished within 3 minutes. I would have been submitted or I would have been knocked out. If I was too honest, which I normally am, I would have stood there, gone, let's fucking go, and I might have been knocked out. Do you know what I mean? Like, there was a point where I was in anaconda choke, and I heard one of my coaches like, no, like they wanted me to, like, I think they was ready for me to tap. Do you know what I mean? And I was just like, not a fucking chance. Like, I'm good here now. I'm ready to rumble. Jiu-jitsu is my thing now. Do you know what I mean? So it's...
Well, I was going to say, like, I didn't think that you were going to tap or go out
no one
or
thought I was going to tap,
anything.
but one of my coaches at the end, Simon, went to me, I just didn't want to see Liverpool again because I think it done everyone in. But I was like, mate, if there's like half a chance of me getting that win, then that's what's happening. Do you know what I mean?
I know, but like you said, you had almost like PTSD after Liverpool, when you were falling asleep. So it's like, I don't want to see you go through that again. But I knew that your defense and how many hours you've put into jiu-jitsu since then, I didn't think that was going to happen.
No one's going to sub me now. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to sound bitter. It was her night and she was the better fighter, but we all can see the shape she was in and the shape that I was in, and I was in the shape of my life. Do you know what I mean? And the technical ability wasn't much different. The only difference was physical strength. And that's all I'll say on that, because I don't want to come across a bit like I'm making excuses, because I'm not. She was just stronger. And the maddest thing is I can lift men up and I can fight with men, but just something was awry with that.
A suspicious amount of strength, you mean?
However, it was her night, she got the win, and I come back and it was one of them where my coach Ellis Hampson spent so much time with me, and me and him shared a room. Like, this is how close we are. Like, I go and see his baby once a week. I sit with his baby mummy, and it's like she lets me rob him, and he's literally only just had a baby like 3 weeks before we went. And like, I'm sharing a bed with Ellis, do you know what I mean? Like, we are this close, and we're training together 6 hours a day. And he cried. I've never seen him cry. He cried more than me. And at that moment, I was just like, what do we do here? What do we do here? And I just sat there, and when we got off the coach, I went over to Jeff, who takes pictures when you win. I went, lad, will you take a picture of me and my team? He's like, of course I will. I said, will you get a picture of me looking like this? He's like, why? I said, because I can't be ashamed of my performance, and I gave it everything. And I said, but I'm never going to feel like this again. I said, because the last time I felt like this, I still went on to do it. I went on a 3-fight win streak and I silenced everyone. I said, so I'm going to do exactly the same thing. So I put a picture online. I just said, I've had time to lick my wounds. Like, it was her night, it weren't mine. Thank you to everyone for helping me. And then I got home, and then it all started sinking in. It was like the breakup. I had to start dealing with the breakup of my relationship of like 4 years. I had to start dealing with I haven't fulfilled my goal, and that's a big thing for me. And then I was like, right, I'm coming off social media, blah, blah, blah. And when I touched down in Liverpool, I touched down on the Friday, I went straight out and I seen all my mates, and we was in like a COVID-friendly environment, and we got loads of bottles of vodka in and we were all drinking. And then and they was like, look what you've achieved, like fucking feel proud of yourself. And then I was like, yeah, I will. And I had to have MRIs on my knee because I blew. She had really good knee. She was just kicking my knee out. It's not even my leg. Like I think this is something I've worked on now since that fight. It's like people are just going to try and take my footwork away from me or not let me in. So I was like, right, granted, good girl, you've got me ready for the next fight. And I couldn't walk for like 2 weeks. And then I was
even when I saw the pictures of you out, you were always standing on one leg.
Yeah, could you see it? Yeah, like
you literally couldn't put weight on it. It looked like
my nose was broke. I couldn't breathe out my nose. My hands were sore. Like I punched it so hard. Do you know what I mean? And I blew me like my MCL was in bits, and I had a 4-week suspension, and then get back to training, Katie, and I'm putting on like, right, I'm coming back, like this is it, that I'm coming from the bottom again, this mean fucking Molly, like have I just been too polished, have I calmed myself down too much, am I too prim and proper? And I'm wrestling because I think I'm going to be some horrible bitch now, and then boom, dislocate my shoulder, and I was like, wow, I'm in hospital. And they put my shoulder back in, and then it's like, right, 6 weeks, no contact. And I was just like, how'd you do this to me on a loss and I can't train? And like, what do I do? So I started investing my time into my friends, my family. Like, I've missed out so much, so many birthdays, so many Christmases, parties, everything. And then I just thought, that's it, I'm on the ale. So every weekend I'd make it through the week, Monday to Friday, and then Friday, Saturday I'd go out and enjoy myself and live like an average 30-year-old. And I think everyone was just a bit worried because those who haven't seen me pre-UFC hadn't seen me enjoy myself, and those and those who've been in the fold the last few years kind of was like, oh, she's had a bit of like a break up and then this loss, and like, is she okay? And everyone was a bit afraid to ask the question. Or my close friends was like, you need to enjoy your life. My mum was like, you're letting your life pass you by and you've worked too hard. Like, you didn't even get to enjoy the world title because bump you straight back into the UFC. So she was like, just enjoy yourself. And then 6 weeks pass and I get 2 weeks full training. So last week was like my second week full training, and I go to Poland because I was going to look after the gym for Paul Rimmer when everyone was at Cage Warriors. And then I realised I'm not going to be able to train, so I thought I'll go to Poland, I'll go with a few of my friends, I'll train when I'm there, they can drink, etc, etc. I come back and I'm really ill on the last day, and I'm like, oh, what's this? Land back and I've got fucking COVID. It's just like, oh my God, like, is someone going to throw me a bone? But you know me, and we're really
Do you know
good
what?
friends.
I didn't even twig. Like, so do you think you caught it at the gym? Because when Nathan Fletcher pulled out of his fight with my teammate, because I remember saying to you, our teammates are fighting each other, and then I didn't even twig then when like there was a positive test at the gym, and like
so then 3 people came down with it. Out of the whole gym, everyone went and got tested. 3 people came down with it. And when I was in Poland, I was a bit like, but I hadn't been. I just thought, I'm going to be okay because I haven't been sparring with the lads. I've been training in a bubble. Me, Connor Wilson, and Liam Gittins, and Francis Breen. So these are my training partners. So Liam Gittins come to our gym now. Connor Wilson's gone full time. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, I am buzzing because I've got a proper full-time squad now.
Yeah.
And I thought, this week I was supposed to go to Chantel Cameron's fighting for 2 world titles on Matchroom Boxing. I was supposed to go with her, and I was like, I need to get tested. I don't feel well. everyone's got it from my gym. Well, not everyone, but 3 people had
Yeah.
it. And I thought, get checked, and then it come back. And then, like, I don't know if you can even hear it in my voice, but it's just been fatigue. I like, you know what fighters like for smell and taste. I can't taste nothing. And it's just
I
like,
think that must be the most obvious one, that it is that, like, because
well,
it's not like you get that from anything else, is it?
no, but I landed in Belfast on the Thursday, and it was my friend Gemma's birthday on the Friday, and I'm staying at Gemma's, and her mum's come over and looked at me and Gemma because she came to Poland, and she's like, "Are you okay?" And we was like, "I think we've just burned the candle at both ends," like,
Yeah.
and then we checked, and like she was the negative and I was positive, and I was like, "How's that even happened?" Do you know what I mean? How has that even happened? But
so how have you been feeling?
I'm not gonna lie. Today I tried to train on the rower, and I was like out of breath. But in 3 days, I'm able to go back to like I'll be allowed back in the gym. Do you know what I mean?
Do you have to get tested again to
yeah,
make sure?
No, you don't. But I've sent for another test. I've done another test. I'm just waiting on that to come back. But I'll be past the amount of days. It's 10 days you isolate, 11 days you're allowed back to work. So it'll be 10 days like tomorrow. So I'll go back to the gym on Monday after my results have come back negative, because I've had to stay over in Ireland because I live with my nan, and I can't go home till it's ready. So you're like the first person who I've really told. Like, I messaged someone in the UFC, I messaged Graham Boylan, I messaged Paul Rimmer. I only told Leah McCourt like yesterday because she's out in Milan, and I was like, I don't want her to be like, her head to be going everywhere. I had to tell Chantel because I was supposed to go and be in her corner and go to fight week. So I've had to take a lot in the last few months, and I've really been fine. I've been quiet, and I've had to deal with a lot of setbacks. But this is the first time I've really enjoyed my life. Katie, do you know, like, I've enjoyed my life where when I was at uni or when I was coming up in MMA, there was always like, it was hardship because you had no money and I still had to work. And this has been the first time, like, everyone's like, you haven't stopped, you are around the world. And it's just like, well, I just need to enjoy myself before I go and put myself back through camp, because when I come back, Katie, there's no fucking motherfucker who's going to stop me when I get in that cage.
Yeah.
Like I know for, like, I was speaking to Darren Stewart and I'd done a podcast with him, and we was just,
love that guy.
listen, wait till you
Shout
hear
out
that.
to the dentist.
Yeah.
I can't wait for your podcast to come out. It's coming out tomorrow, right?
Yeah, like when you hear, it's just one of them, it's like, right, my journey to the UFC, am I worthy? Am I good enough? I've got to that point. I was being spoken about with just a few more wins, I'd be in a title contention. Granted, I've only got to do big things, and the next fight and the fight after, and that's back. Do you know what I mean? But I just thought, I've always been scared, and now it's just not scared, but the last fight was just really different. And now it's like, no one is holding me down. Like, I am coming to kill. And I was saying to Darren, I was like, I'm bringing like Cage Warriors Molly back, where I'm like UFC London Molly. I am going to stand there and I'm just going to call it on, and I'm just going to go. And like, I just pray like my lungs recover enough to the point where that's possible. Because I'm doing all I can at the minute, like every single remedy I'm taking, you know, like manuka honey, lemon drinks, chicken soup, like fucking no coffee. And you know what I'm like for a coffee, like everything I can do to be the best me and to get back on that mat, I'm going to do. And I'm like, I've accepted the jiu-jitsu match on the 21st of October in a sub-only match, because I just think I haven't
Who's
even
that against?
I don't want to say a name in case I get it wrong.
Okay.
I'll have to like swipe off to go and find it, so I don't want to do that. But listen, I'm like, I need goals to hit, I need things to achieve, and this is the thing. I haven't rolled once since my match. Like, my last roll was the roll before I went out to that fight. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to book myself a little jiu-jitsu competition. Like, do you remember when I done that one in December and it caused murder with that Chloe girl, or Abby Toole, her name was, because she was this big jiu-jitsu girl and I just went and like fucking MMA fucked her everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to go and try and do the same, and I'm not by any stretch of the means thinks I'm going to go and run through this girl. Like, I like the girl I'm fighting. She's a good girl. It's down in Brighton, under 65 kilo. We're both purple belts, like, but it's just like I need to challenge myself, and this is the first one, and I just think Meatball 3.0, Katie. Like, you've been texting me, and you're like, I'm on. Like, are you okay? Are you okay? Because I haven't spoke to no one, but I just didn't think I just was having a bit of me time. I weren't doing media. I'm sure everyone's seeing on my social media I was out just living my life. Do you know what I mean? And it's been back in check the last, say, month. And I've even got my podcast back up and running, and everything's fine. I just had to work through my own stuff. Do you know what I mean? And I'm really candid about it, but I was really heartbroken. I was really upset, and I was just trying to get through that. And not be so obvious about it, not constantly putting like an outcry of posts on social media and pity me and poor Molly and all that. I was just like fucking just handle it, like just handle your shit. Do you know what I mean? And
but it was a lot. It was a lot all at once, and then just as you're picking yourself up from one thing, you kind of like hit with another blow, and then you're picking yourself up from that, and then another blow. And
it was like relationship, fight, injury, COVID. Do you know what I mean? It's like I am finished with it. I am finished with any of that. And I'm ready. Like, I'm so happy where I am in my life at the minute. I've got a good little fame around me. I'm traveling.
You look amazing. You know, you look glowing. Your hair's amazing. Whenever you're out, you're wearing the most beautiful clothes.
Yeah, like I'm
just look stunning.
It's been one of them things where it took. Do you remember that story I said? Like, it took me to do MMA for me to come out as gay and feel comfortable to do that. Like, it's took me a loss and a breakup to realise again who I am, and I know my worth, and I know it was mad. Like, post loss, I met so many new people, and they're the ones who have really, like, my core circle make me feel great, but it's like the new people who's been added in have really added to that and raised me up. Do you know what I mean? And what I bring to them and what they bring to me, it's nice. And
like you say, when you're constantly just training and fighting and training and fighting, you don't have a lot of time for anyone who's not in the gym, basically, to spend quality time with them. So
like, I've made a new group of friends who aren't in the gym, who like makeup artists, own their own businesses, community workers. The amount of people like I've met on nights out, like, and I'm friends with now. It's like, it's not the first thing of, oh, when are you fighting? How's training? And I need that, because it was like, I like to be the underdog, and it's been my whole life. Do you know what I mean? And I'm sick of, like, I don't want to be the main topic of the convo, just like, or for that reason. Do you know what I mean? It's like I had to really like work on my spirituality again. And I was on the phone to my mum literally about 2 weeks ago, and I said, I'm really proud of the person you've made, because in toxic situations and in situations that don't serve my purpose, I'm able to remove myself or to communicate my way out of them, where I didn't used to be. And this was even only as far back as like 4 months ago. Do you know what I mean? But I was just like, some of my friends move a little bit different and I don't like that. But you've raised someone that I am proud of. And I said, there was like 4 or 5 weeks after my fight, I was just thinking, I don't want to fight right now. I don't like fighting. It's kind of broke my heart. And I read something and it said, like, you can't expect to be inspired if you're waking up every day trying to be inspired. It said, like, you have to align yourself, you have to get yourself right, and then the inspiration will come. So then there was like a big 2 weeks where I was just like, right, get back to routine and get back to like sometimes you got to fake it till you make it, is like something my mum said to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, Mel, fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
And I just had to work on that, and then I found it, and it was really there. Like, even in Poland, I was going training in the day, and then at the night I was going out with my mates, and then we was having a drink, and I'd still go back to training the next day, and there was nothing that was stopping me from doing that. And then it's just like COVID's kind of come and fucked it up, but it's just another, what is a Molly Mac story without all of these fucking dips in the road? Do you know, these little speed bumps don't half make for a good film? Who's going to play me?
Exactly.
Who's going to play me?
Who do you think will play you?
Who plays Katniss Everdeen in Hunger Games?
Oh, yes, Jennifer Lawrence.
Listen, Jennifer Lawrence can play me every day. No, what's her name? I'd love Jodie Comer to play me. Do you know the Scouser from Killing Eve?
Yeah, oh my
That'd
God,
be a good
isn't
one,
she
wouldn't it?
great? Yeah.
Listen, I'm just in love. She's amazing. She doesn't have to do bits for the city as well.
Oh my God, every accent she pulls out the bag, I'm like, oh my God. But let me get to a few of the comments, because you've shocked a few people.
Have I? Right, give us some comments then.
Well, first of all, looking cute, both of you. Thank you. Very kind, very true, obviously.
Thanks. It's the new me. It's the new me.
Somebody shares a birthday with you, saying good
Colin,
to see you.
Happy birthday, lad. Happy belated birthday.
Peter says you must be proud of the start Everton have made this season.
Listen, my group chats with me Evertonians, right? I've texted them all like, I've got COVID, but you know what's the one saving fucking grace? And they're like, what? And I was like, we are top of the league. So we are top of the league.
Reza says, great seeing you, Molly. We hope to see you back in the cage doing your thing again. Truly one of the great Brits in the sport.
Do you know, I haven't got a visa for America, but if I can get one, I said to Graham, like, I need to fight before the end of the year, because you know what it's like for us.
Yeah.
But I have spoke to someone who's on Fight Island, and they was like, I think it's coming back in February. So, like, worst comes to worst, I'm just having in my head, like, get October out the way and recover from COVID, and then you've got 3 months to absolutely kick its fucking head in.
Yeah, I think
me on a 12-week fight camp, Katie's like 8% body fat, and like I'll be fuming because I wouldn't have had Christmas dinner. Do you know, one of them ones?
Yeah. But I don't want you to like try and rush through the COVID, because like from what I hear, like it's one of those things that lingers a bit. So I want you like 100% meatball when you're in there.
Listen, I remember when I met you in Prague and I told you about everything I was going through, and then I was going to training, and when I was training I was imagining this person's face. I was fucking hitting them, like I was hitting my training partners with 4 ounce gloves on. I was like, oh, because I was in the zone. I didn't really have these training partners. Now the people Liam Gittins, Connor Wilson and Francis Breen, Nathan Fletcher and Adam Wilson. Name me a better training group. Like, it's gonna, I said to Paul when my shoulder was sore, I would come in and just sit there and watch them train, and I said, I can't wait to be fucking humbled every single fucking day in my fight camp. That's
it. That's such a great mentality. And actually Lerone Murphy said,
yes,
you've got a sick mindset.
Yes, son.
Isn't he great? I love him.
Yeah. And he's a baller. He's done the same, didn't he? UFC Dubai, he had to draw, didn't he? Come back and was like Dana and putting Manny on the map, lads.
He was absolutely incredible in that fight. Still says it wasn't 100%.
Yeah.
A lot of people wishing you better. I hope to see you get better soon, Molly.
I know, look, I'm on the lemon and lime.
Oh, I thought it was a vodka.
I wish it was a vodka. Could you imagine? COVID
Peter
on the ale.
Wishes that you get over COVID soon. Peter also said before I came on that he will become a lesbian if he would stand more of a chance with you.
Let me tell you, Gemma, someone's just said, this lad called Peter Knox, I will become a lesbian if it means I can have a chance with you. He's right, Peter.
And he also loves you on your podcast.
Oh, well, listen, tell him to get subscribing, spread the word. 6 p.m. tomorrow, me and Dan.
Tell everyone what it's called as well.
Coffee with a chance of meatballs.
And tomorrow it's the dentist. I'm really looking forward to that one.
And then I've got Mason Jones on, then John Phillips, and then Spencer from Yokohama. They're the first
What a lineup.
Listen, we're not fucking about here, love.
MMA women, you should roll with Katie. I would love to roll with you one day.
No, didn't we go to Ireland and I was going to come and roll with you, didn't I? But Liam McCourt's weight cut was a cunt. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're allowed to say that. That's fine.
Oh my God, okay. I was out cutting extensions, so she makes weight.
That's insane. Joe Barton says you're due a run of good luck.
Do you know what? Joe? We make look like you make your own way in life. Do you know what I mean? And it's coming. I've had a shit few. Right, look, you put it in perspective. I earned more money in my loss than I did in my first win in the UFC. I got to travel the world. I got to take my coaches somewhere they'd never been. I put a performance on that I'm proud of. I represented the country. Michael Bisping was buzzing with my performance still. Everyone was proud of me. Yeah. I've got COVID. I'm not going to die. I'm going to be competing in 21 sleeps. And nothing's going to hold me down. It's fine. We've got this.
I love the way that you talk about that. And I love you put up a post like a week after your fight. Like, that's it. I've felt sorry for myself now. Like,
yeah, like enough.
Like, just back.
Listen, I got put to sleep at UFC Liverpool. Literally woke up, had stitches, walked out the arena, and my mum has gone, fucking stop crying and stop feeling sorry for yourself. Get a drink in you and go and see your mates. And I was like, can you just give me 5 minutes? And she's like, absolutely fucking not. She's like, look what you've achieved. And I told you, Katie, I was never prepared to lose against Gillian Robertson. But if it come again, I'd know how to handle it. And I'm there now. I'm all right. I'm good. So I appreciate all the fans. I appreciate all the love from the journalists and the supporters. And we go again, as Connor says. We go again.
Luke said, what would you say is your best fight and your highlight reel?
I think my best fight technically was Ariane Lipski. And I think my best fight, pure heart, determination and everything that makes England great was UFC London against Priscilla Cachoeira, because there's not many people who can have a broken hand, a broken eye, know that their whole career lasts on that last 5 minutes with the pain that I was feeling. But I don't know, I heard you shouting, Katie, I had the whole of the O2 behind me, so...
Oh, when that doctor came in, honestly...
It was like, Chris Lamb, get to fuck.
Molly, you're an amazing fighter, always fun to watch, and you should be proud. Wish you all the best. Can't wait to your next war.
Thank you, Luke.
Steve Frigg, future UFC champion, making.
Listen, I sent Darren Stewart a picture of Jan, what's his name, the heavyweight champ, light heavyweight champ. I can't say his last name. Yeah, and his first 3 years in the UFC was 2-4.
2-4.
Listen. After seeing that, I got on the rowing machine today, and then I was on the rowing machine. I was like, I can't do it, but I'm still trying. It gave me the good vibes.
Oh.
So yeah.
Which female fighters should Cage Warriors sign? Because there's a lack of women there now.
Megan.
My
little training partner, Megan.
Yeah, shout out to her.
Yeah. I'm on the chicken dippers.
She's really living life, people. Colin said, what an interview. The real and the new Molly McCann. Best of luck, girl.
Thanks very much.
So I wanted to ask you about a couple of your teammates as well before you go. Even though he didn't win at the weekend, you must be really proud of Adam. Yeah, I think he's such a lovely boy. And I love Wesley as well. Obviously, Wesley's part of GB Top Team with Brad. Yeah. And when that fight was announced, I was just absolutely buzzing for it. But I didn't want anyone to lose.
Yeah, Adam Wilson's a really, 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 really... close training partner of mine. Like, I don't drink with many people in the gym, but I'll always go out with Adam and his girlfriend Paige. And I was heartbroken but I messaged him and I just said, like, you're someone who I actually aspire to be like, and I try and copy and imitate and train like, and your mindset and your determination and how much you give to training is inspiring. And I'm really, really proud of you.
Yeah.
And he was in bits about it. He was like, because like to get a message like that off me, I think is massive. Yeah, we're still live. Are we still live? Yeah.
We're still live.
So here's the thing. So I can't get any food sent to the house because of COVID. I can't leave the house. So I'm just on a chippy. Just tonight I'm on the chicken wings.
And the other teammate I wanted to ask you about is Paddy, because he obviously posted today.
He's just had an operation.
Post-op again. Yeah. Just wanted to wish him a speedy recovery, and I'm gutted for him that he's had to have that done again.
It's the other hand, Katie.
Oh shit!
So
I didn't even realise.
2 on one, 1 on the other.
Oh, because he was doing the mirror thing, like when you do it on your phone, it looks like it's the other hand, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Can I tell you something really sad? But it's not about Paddy.
Go on.
This is herb, garlic and herb dip, and I can't even taste it.
Oh.
It's like wasted calories.
Oh no! So why put the dip on it? Is it just really dry without it? Oh,
I mean, I can still taste the dryness. Yeah.
Maybe dip it in something like, I don't know, something. I don't think I've ever done an interview with a fighter eating chicken dippers before.
I feel like Ali G. Chicken dippers.
Right, so what about the other guys in the gym who've got COVID? They're all okay? As okay as you can be?
I won't say the names because I don't know if they want the names.
Yeah.
But it's only 2, well, they're the only 2 people who didn't fight on Cage Warriors. So they haven't got symptoms, they're fine.
Okay.
And that's that. So the gym was closed for a week and deep cleans, and there's more protocol, and we only trained in bubbles anyway, but people are catching it obviously, and it's just we've got to deal with the times ahead. So we'll all be back. And Cage Warriors is out in November again, so
I'm looking forward to the trilogy too, and I hope they get back on the card, and I'd love to see Adam get back to winning ways. I know he will.
Same here.
Oh, well, my little meatball.
Listen, do you feel better now?
Speedy recovery. I do.
Because you've been like, are you okay? I was like, I'll save it for the battery. I mean, I'll save it for the podcast.
Yeah. But you did. You were quite quiet on social media and stuff. And
I was just trying to not be just a dick, just posting for the sake of posting. I've just been like doing me. But give a shout out to Boo. Oh, this side, hang on. Buella Life. It's my new sponsor.
Life.
Yeah, just
what
get
do
on
they
it.
do? What do they do?
Cruelty-free animal tested products. Like we have some moisturizer here. Oh, I can't do it. Some moisturizer, some candles, some clothes, all the good stuff. And the blue really goes in my eyes. It
does. You look really fantastic. I know I've said it a lot, but
listen, Katie,
for someone who's supposed to be sick.
Listen, I've just had a makeup artist fucking put makeup on. No, just because she just fixed my eyebrows. Yeah, no, but look, it's the new me.
I'm glad you're still smiling.
Look, I'm giving it pure Nate Diaz when I next fight. I might even have fake eyelashes on and give it a Scouse Nate Diaz. Who knows? Yeah, right.
That's going to be amazing. You take care of yourself. Is there anything else you wanted to say, or anyone else you wanted to shout out?
Listen, everyone's on their journey to the top, and sometimes it gets really fucking low, and it gets really hard. But one step in front of the other, keep trudging through. And like Winston Churchill said, if you're in hell, keep fucking going, because you'll get through to the other side. So I'll see you all at the top, motherfuckers.
It's lovely to hear from you.
Go